It's Carla, your online doctor, with today's Live in 5. Today is Thursday, September 26th. It is 5:03 p.m. Okay, so last Thursday, we started a 30-day challenge for those of you who were following along. It was 5 morning hacks to improve your overall health. Things that you could incorporate, maybe just a handful of them that I'm going to give you over the entire month that are actually going to make a big difference. Hello, Kim. Hello, Andrea. Okay, so last week we talked about adding water in the morning as your first thing, getting outside into the light right away, moving a little bit, meditating, or just getting into your own thoughts, and getting into a little bit of gratitude. Okay, so the goal of the challenge, like I said, is to find 2 to 3 minor tweaks in your routine that will pay off big time in the long term. Okay, so this week we're going to have a couple more for you to try out. So if you missed last week, go back and find last Thursday, which would have been, I think, let's see, today's the 26th, so that would be the 19th. So find that one and watch that one, okay? So the goal is to feel healthier and more optimized as an individual. Hello, Brina. So this week, the article where I'm getting this information from, this inspiration from, the article is focusing on psychophysiological stress. Okay, by actually adding an intentional acute stress to your system. Okay, so the focus is breath and cold. And I've been doing these for the last week and they're pretty cool. Okay, so it's well established that exposing yourself to nature's extremes, even for just a few minutes, can help improve the body's regulation of inflammation and building a greater internal willpower. That said, the luxuries of modern life habitually keep us from harsh exposures, specifically the freezing cold. Okay, so especially here in Florida, but in general, even when I lived up in New York, and for all of you northern people, we have the luxury of heat. So even when we're outside, we have clothes and we have all kinds of things to keep us from being exposed to the freezing cold. So we choose cozy over short discomforts, automatic over intentional. With nothing to harden us, we get soft. We get weak, right? Our culture is built on elimination of the difficult and the pursuit of constant comforts. So how do intentional stressors actually change any of this? So without training, your body can't distinguish between physical threats and psychological threats. Many psychological stressors cause our stress hormones to soar, causing us to become tense, to develop chronic stress, which we know, as I've talked about in the past, leads to inflammation, and the cycle continues and continues. Hello, Teresa. Hello, Pamela. Okay. So on a fundamental level, we don't confront ourselves with acute stress because chronic stress has taken its toll. So what do we need acute stress for if we have chronic stress, right? So here are this week's lifestyle adjustments. Number 1, breathe. Okay, well, Carla, that sounds obvious. We do that every day. Okay, there are hundreds of breathing techniques from around the world that you could choose from, but that in itself can be paralyzing, right? There's just too many out there to make you decide, how do I want to work on my breathing, right? So the ultimate goal is to get the breath in, get the air in. Hello, Angelica. Inhale through your nose or mouth. Okay, I prefer the nose, very deeply, and then exhale without any effort. Like that. In hard, out relaxed. After about 30 to 50 of these breaths, okay, that sounds like a lot, but yes, it has to be intentional. Or once you start feeling a little bit of tingling sensation as your carbon dioxide levels shift, take in one more time and fill your lungs up to capacity. Then slowly let the air out completely as far as you can till you feel like you can't exhale any further. Okay? Hold there until you feel the real need to breathe again. Okay, that's one option. For some people, that's going to be just way too intense. So another option is called 4-7-8. It's a 4-7-8 breathing where you inhale deeply to a count of 4. Okay, so you breathe in as deep as you can for up to the count of 4. Then you hold for a count of 7 without moving any air, and then you exhale for a count of 8. And you do that cycle 4 times. Okay, that one is definitely much easier and definitely can be incorporated. And you can actually do it multiple times a day, and it just refocuses your breathing. Now, breathing is the most simple and powerful tool to combat chronic stress. So when you are feeling stressed, stop and breathe. Okay, so I like the 4-7-8. I find it very easy to remember and easy to do. Number 2 is the cold stress. Take the plunge. One study actually showed people that swam in cold water in the winter had 40% fewer respiratory tract infections. Doctors emphasize cold training can regulate the hormonal stress response. And in practice, you can actually just do this in the shower. Take your daily shower as you normally would, then start practicing your breathing. This is what I've been doing your breathing at the same time as you gradually turn the shower knob colder and colder and colder and colder. It's really very easy to tolerate it that way as opposed to getting into a cold shower, because that to me is just unbearable. But I've been doing this again since I wrote this last week, just gradually moving it slower as it goes from hot to cold, and you can tolerate it really, really cold. And then turn it off, get out of the shower, and you've done your cold stress for the day. And the last modification for the week is breakfast. Breakfast is touted as the most important meal of the day, but only true if you are choosing the right foods. Not sugary processed foods, nothing on the run. Start the day with healthy protein and fiber. Consider 2 hard-boiled eggs, an avocado, a piece of sprouted whole grain bread, something. But sit down and eat breakfast. Okay? Don't do it on the run. We're all guilty on occasion of having to eat in the car. Take time to eat your breakfast. Bottom line, don't ignore inflammation. It is the root of most diseases and starts with chronic stress. These 3 parts of your daily routine can actually make significant improvements to your overall health over time. So again, if you missed last week's start to this 30-day challenge, go back and watch that one. Incorporate some of those, try some of these. We'll be doing it again next Thursday with a few more. Hopefully I'll be getting the information, the new article with the information. I'm loving it. I hope you guys are too. Put in the comments your thoughts. And we'll be back again tomorrow for another Live in 5.